up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the B3 Podcast. I'm your host, Brett. I got Matt GPT and Tanner the Head. We have our show partners, Elite Nutrition. Check them out at elitenutritionomaha.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off. Go to the store in Omaha or Lincoln, yell B3.
Get a free shaker.
We also have Rosewood Block. They make the best cutting boards and barbecue, fully customizable. Check them out at rosewoodblock.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off there as well. And then last but not least, we have Omaha Barbell, the real Midwest Mecca. Come here for a great life experience. And the training's cool too.
We totally fucked up the free shaker thing last week.
Yeah, that pause threw you off.
He paused in a weird spot, and I was like, did I miss something? Is that free shaker?
Free shaker. That was one of the first days that you were gone, and I was supposed to cover. Brett said it, and I'm just like, burp, 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 burp.
Yeah. You can't have elite performances all the time, you know?
No, they can't all be top 10 days.
Yeah. Also, if you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, share, follow, share with your friends. Matt's out here fucking trying to get Big League Chew to everybody.
Big League Chew.
Which looks like it's been in his pocket since 1993.
Less than 24 hours. They have a whole bunch of flavors, too.
With like 37 seconds of flavor.
I know. That's the thing. Big League Chew is great for like...
Do you remember the big hits? The baseball gun, like it would say, like you'd buy it, and it looked like a baseball, and it'd say like home run or double on it, and it was like just that ball, the gun ball. Yeah, they're called big hits.
So, Matt, you can verify this, but I just saw something the other day that said in 1 or 2 minutes of chewing gum, you get like 3,000 particles of microplastics.
Oh, probably. I totally believe that.
Yeah, he's going to ask his gal pal.
Yeah, I know.
I'll ask her here.
Jamie.
Nope. What's her name?
I don't remember. I don't think I gave her a name.
That's surprising.
She started with something. I asked her what her name was, and she's like, "Oh, it's up to you." And I was like, "We're not there yet."
Have you seen all these people arriving for Jeff Bezos' wedding?
No.
What?
He's getting married in Venice, I think. Well, they protested that he was getting married there because he spent all this money.
Yeah.
And like every like celebrity's there, and now the memes this morning have been that Tom Brady's been talking to Sydney Sweeney. There's like a 20-year age difference, and then all the fucking captions or the comments. Giselle may have won the battle, but Tom's gonna win the war. And then they're like, if Tom gets with Sydney, he's now done everything. He's our only chance to beat AI. Oh man, but yeah, it's like everybody's going. It's like a $50 million wedding.
So, you guys golf a little bit, right? Or you golf?
Yep.
You know Bryson DeChambeau.
That guy's great to watch.
So Tom Brady and Bryson DeChambeau were having like a driving contest.
Oh yeah, I saw where he breaks the driver.
Yeah, but Tom Brady outdrove him with almost every drive. It was Bryson swing so hard he can't hit normal clubs.
Yeah.
So, but Tom Brady, he was flying it out there like over 300 yards, 320. Yeah.
Yeah, then Bryson takes that one, and then he's like, I just broke the shaft. Like right when he hits it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But, we were talking the other day, like, I think people put way too much work into golf. I just look at John Daly. He puts minimal effort. I think John Daly is actually the greatest golfer to ever live. If you look at, like, the minimal amount of effort he puts into golfing in practice.
How much did he put in beforehand?
I don't know. I think he's naturally.
Almost none.
Yeah. And he's actually beat Tiger before.
Well, like twice, but yeah.
Still. For a guy who, like, doesn't give a fuck, like, think if he actually, like, cared.
So what's crazy is that so Tom was telling me about this book called Range, and it was about Tiger was an example of like like getting that head start in life, and a lot of people will really have their kids or someone solely focus on something. I agree that John Daly probably has the most talent, but Tiger and his dad, Tiger's dad got him the head start in golf. Now, it's funny on this book, it says that almost everybody there's very few things that you can actually focus on like that. Golf, chess can be some of those things, but life, you're actually way better off not doing that shit. Like in almost every other sport, the having a variety of experiences.
Well, I think when you're a kid, that's like the Soviets used to do that. They'd put them in multiple sports, and then they showed promise, and then move them into that. But they would also do conditioning. It's like the soccer team for conditioning might play like basketball, just for a different kind of conditioning, and you're working another skill set. But
they said golf and chess are things that are very controlled, with rules in a box that you're playing in.
Well, yeah, and I
Right,
think
so it's
chess is a
repetitive.
game of you have to see. It's repetition. You have to see the same instances over and over again to know what you would do differently.
Yes. So and
It's
that's
like it's like war planning. Like the first time a war ever happened, it probably went very poorly.
that's why computers are really good at chess.
Yeah, because it's patterns.
Yeah.
Like no one, I don't think, is like just naturally good at chess out of the gate.
So
I think it's. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's a practice, but also it's a mindset too. You have to think of what you're doing in the future.
Actually, this might be something that you. So they were talking about with a chess, computers are better than humans now, as far as tactics, right? So they can see everything that's going to happen, and they've played millions upon millions upon millions of games in just a few minutes. So they are going to be ahead of us on tactics. But when they paired humans' strategy with computer tactics, that's the best.
Yeah.
So it was talking about the experiences, like having multiple experiences. Like if you have a scientist who's focused on one thing, and you give them and you put all the scientists focused on one thing in a room and have them solve a problem, they only can come up with one solution because it's pretty much based on everything that they've been taught. But you take someone else, another scientist from another, you take a chemist and put them with biologists. Now you're going to have multiple views at the same problem. So you're going to come up with better solutions.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It actually makes a lot of sense. Specialization is just not usually very good.
Yeah, I think when you can just pull up in your car, get out, light a cigarette, and get on a golf cart and just pull up to the tee box with no shoes on and smash it out there, you're doing pretty good.
So yesterday we played.
Tiger can't even hardly fucking walk to the tee box anymore. His back's so fucked up.
So we played in a golf tournament yesterday, and there were four of us, 4-man scramble. Trevor plays quite a bit of golf. Brett hadn't played in over a year. I hadn't played in over a year, and Steve hadn't played in 15 years.
Steve Lucchino?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we go to the driving range and kind of warm up, and we finished 6 birdies. We shot 10 under in a 4-man scramble, which isn't like phenomenal,
still
but it's
pretty
not
good,
bad.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. But we ended up with 6. Like once we got going, like we had 6. We finished with 6 birdies in a row.
How much drinking was going on?
None.
Oh, see, that's the
I
game
mean,
changer.
like I had a couple. They had Trevor had a couple. Brett, but I mean, there was no one.
We got a buddy. We gotta regulate him because he's really good. And I'm like, you gotta fucking stop. Otherwise, he hits the wall, it just goes off the cliff. I'm like, dude, you're good right now, but you gotta stop.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that we just pretty much like pull up and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys play at?
Crooked Creek in Lincoln.
Cricket Creek.
Crooked Creek.
Oh, Crooked Creek.
Yeah.
That's a terrible name for a golf course.
Well, they have a Crooked Creek that runs through there.
I know we played at Bent Tree, and I didn't see a single tree that was bent when I was over there either.
They took them all out.
There actually aren't very many trees on Bent Tree.
They should call it the fucking Steely course because that course will steal all your balls.
Yeah.
Matt and I watched one of my balls go in the rough. We're like, okay, it's gone.
Exactly.
Never
Right
found
here.
it again.
Right here.
Like just gone.
Yeah.
Because the rough's like fucking waist high.
Well, they have the fescue, the F word in golf.
Yeah.
Fescue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freaking Bent Tree is a tough course. I played out there and I had 2 triples on the front 9 and shot 37. Like you can score up there, but you can put up big numbers.
Yeah. And Matt and I almost died on the fucking golf cart because some of those hills were steep and we just let her roll. And then I was like, oh my God, we're starting to lose control for a second. It's fine. But we also almost didn't make it up the hill.
That's true. I was like, well, one was going to have to get out and walk.
Are they electric golf carts out there?
I think so.
I think it was.
Yeah, electric golf carts suck.
Doesn't have the horsepower for Matt and I.
Neither does the gondola at the zoo. You see, it's got a 500-pound rating.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Was that the same course when we were riding and we went to cross the street and the fucking thing bottomed out when we
Yeah.
dropped the curb? He's gonna cross the street and we're on the golf cart, just like just going. I was like,
Sorry, cart.
oh man. Anyway, we should probably get on to our topic here.
Oh, what is our topic?
You were right about the gum, to circle back on that. So, a recent pilot study from spring of 25 from UCLA found that average release of microplastics is 100 microplastic particles per gram of gum, up to 600 particles per gram. And it says most gum sticks are 2 to 6 grams, so it could be upwards of 3,000 particles per piece.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to shit a water bottle. That's all I'm waiting for.
And I was curious how big a particle was in this definition, and they've described it as 30 microns, which is half the width of a human hair.
Yeah, so the thing is that what cracks me up is that all these people get all caught up in certain things about, well, we're really worried about cancer and we're really worried about, but then they're not worried about the things that are causing it. You know, like gum cannot be good for you. Like there should be a fucking label.
He
on
didn't
that.
mean that. That's fine.
Like there should be a label on it. But
Like cigarettes?
well, have you ever seen the cigarette labels in fucking like Jamaica? There's a freaking person. Like if you go next time you go out of country, look behind there. There's like a person with like dying of emphysema or a lung that's all fucked up. It's like you. It's not like
This is you.
It's not like a little warning. It's like you will die if you do this. And maybe people still buy them, but I mean, it's not like. Usually it's the Americans, but
The microplastics are just a cost to do business anymore.
I-
I'm
I-
fine with it.
the glyphosate, all like what they do to wheat, like the amount of people who have gluten intolerance, and I'm air quoting that in this country, there is probably very few. It's not that they have gluten intolerance, it's that they have intolerance to all the processing of the bullshit of the wheat. Like they strip it of all its fucking minerals, then they fortify it with folic acid that 60 to 70% of people don't process great. But they have to.
Right, 'cause I think I remember looking at that after something you had said, and it's like a 6-part process. Like they started with wheat, and they're like, "Oh, we want to do this," so they took this stuff out. And they're like, "Oh shit, we took too much. Let's add this back in."
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got to take this out. Oh fuck, that took this out. We got to add that back in, and so it's like they take out, add back, take out, add back. So the time you get it back, like the actual flour or wheat that you have is not very like organic or natural.
And then they need to dry the shit out, so they fucking spray it with glyphosate. Like, am I saying? Is it glyphosate?
I've heard of glyphosate. It sounds familiar. I don't know what it.
They like dry it out with fucking chemicals, and they do all this shit. Like, I don't think we have a wheat problem, but it's just funny how like, I don't know if it's the machine, the media, just our ignorance that we want to just not know. Like ignorance is bliss. So if I just don't know what's in the food, then it doesn't hurt me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's some giant psyop, but it just feels like certain things, like we collectively ignore, and then other things we collectively support, and without a whole lot of logic or reasoning behind it. It's like we've been told a certain thing, like, well, vaccines, for instance. All you have to do if someone says anything about vaccines is say you're an anti-vaxxer, and then like everyone around you just like dismisses everything they say, right? Like we've been programmed that if you say anything bad about this, then you're just anti this. Or if you say anything bad about the country of Israel, then you're anti-Semitic, right? Like, did you see Ted Cruz just get fucking eviscerated by Tucker Carlson last week?
That was kind of stupid, though.
Why?
I don't care how many people live in a country.
Right.
But
No, not about that. About Ted Cruz says the number one reason we defend Israel is because in the Bible it says we defend Israel.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, where in the fucking Bible, like,
It's the kingdom of Israel or something like that.
the people, the Israelites, but I don't think it's since Israel was established after World War II. I'm not 100% sure that it was in the Bible. I don't think we have to support the government of Israel.
Wasn't it a specific verse? Sorry, I just happened to catch that one
Yeah.
thing. Like, there's a specific verse that said something about defending the kingdom of Israel or something like that. But it doesn't.
So the Israelites were God's chosen people, right? That's what it was. Well, up until they killed Jesus, and then I think they lost some favor. But but like that is like don't say this shit. Like it's just like this. We have all these like things that we just collectively. Oh yes, we all do this. No, like fucking turn your brain on. We're a bunch of fucking monkeys at this point.
Well, and actually, do you have the thing?
I was trying to find the verse that they were talking
So
about.
actually, the Tucker Carlson thing, and I like Tucker, but it goes into the kind of what the topic was, like some of those questions when he was asking, like how many people live in Iran, it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like he's like setting people up for failure at that point. You know what I mean? Like if I was Ted Cruz, I would just pull out my iPhone and be like, let me do exactly what you did right before I got here. Because no one on hand knows the population of fucking Iran.
Well, what's the population of the United States?
320 million.
Okay. So people like,
But we live here. I can't tell you the population of
But if
Canada.
you're
I do
going-
know the population of Canada is like, I think, was it New York has a larger population?
California.
Or California does.
yeah.
But my whole thing with this is even like, I like Canada so on some of her things. But I think when it's gotten to the point now, and my whole kind of idea with this topic today was like these fucking trolls on the internet. It gets real old. We've talked about, there's a guy in the fucking powerlifting community that we've talked about. But it's like when they're trying to come up with daily content, it just gets fucking more ridiculous all the time.
I will 100% agree with you. And I was just thinking about this
The
yesterday.
quality of content has gone way down.
We're in a soundbite bureaucracy.
Yeah, it's just gone way down. Like, I caught a clip from Meat Church yesterday. He hit like 1 million subscribers. And like he does the same thing we do. He puts out an episode every Wednesday. You know what I mean? I don't need to see Matt Pittman saying a bunch of shit every single day about barbecue because it's going to be asinine after a while.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing with Tucker. He's always trying to put something out. Candace Owens, like she goes after people. It's fine. You know what I mean? She has some valid points out there. She has some good stuff. Don't get me wrong. But you start to like feed off of the excitement of clicks and follows.
So I think to the point, okay, I understand the population thing, but you should know if you're going to bomb somebody, right, and you're going to do things, you should know about that country. You should know what their demographic is made of. You should know.
Yeah, but he wasn't. But my argument back to that is that they're not like killing innocent people. He's hitting specific sites. He doesn't need to know because he's not trying to kill people. He's blowing up a building. He's not trying to hit specific sites or people.
In this instance, you are correct.
Yes.
But in the history of what we've done, Barack Obama dropped 26,000 bombs without declaring a war.
I understand that, but in
1 year.
And
by
I
the
don't
way.
know that if Ted Cruz had an idea of what was going to happen, if they were just going to hit nuclear sites when he went into this interview, you know what I mean?
So I will eat a little bit of crow at this. I did not like it at all. I'm tired of fucking Israel getting us in fights in the Middle East, and I'm tired of fighting in the Middle East. I'm tired of overthrowing dictators like we overthrew Assad. Oh, great. What'd he do? He killed every fucking Christian there. Because while he was a psychopath, he also protected the 250,000 Christians that were in Syria. Well, when he dies, they die. I'm tired of fucking overthrowing Saddam Hussein and creating ISIS and creating all these other things, which would leave a freaking vacuum. So, like, I am tired of pointless wars. So I was very anti doing this. Now, I will eat a little bit of crow because after listening to Hegseth and listening to Trump and watching how it played out, we did hit some targets, and I guarantee you we told them we were going to do it first because there was no one there.
Well, I think the
And then-
intention, and I don't think Trump bows down to Israel where some have before. I think it was a good scam because he let Israel do all the fucking upfront work, and then we just fly in, boom, later.
But the rhetoric and talking points leading up until the strike and were very pro-Israel. And they were doing shit. Like, they fire missiles, too. They murder innocent people.
Like we've talked before, the U.S. isn't innocent in some things either.
No, we're not. That's my point, is that I
Well,
was told...
even outside of these deals, there's
Yeah.
stuff that goes on that we don't.
I was told by this administration that we were going to be the anti-war.
Yeah, when we're not in war.
Well, yeah, because like I said, Barack Obama dropped over 26,000 bombs in a year and never declared a war. So I don't need these fake wars either, or proxy wars by funding Ukraine. By the way, the only people who can send U.S. missiles into Russia, who can fire them, you know who it is? U.S. people, because we're the only ones with the fucking codes. So yes, we are involved. Ukraine can't fire those missiles without our codes, and we're not giving them to them. So I'm tired of proxy wars. I'm tired of all this bullshit. But once again, after seeing what happened, I can say I was wrong, and it appears to be very successful, as long as it fucking stops. But yeah, we are in a soundbite bureaucracy. Everything's about a soundbite.
Yes.
And you can't say any one thing stupid. Here's the thing. Here's my advice for all these people. If you say something stupid, don't apologize for it. Like, you can say I was wrong, but don't try and get all apologetic, because you can only get canceled, or it only blows up if you care.
Well, and this guy, that's where I was talking about in the powerlifting community. Like,
Can we not say his name?
I won't. We don't have to. But the people probably figured out. He went after the USPA for being a bunch of predators and fucking on preying on kids and shit like that, the powerlifting organization. That's cool. But now him and his like fucking cronies just spend their time like finding people that edit pictures.
Oh.
But he always finds people who edit their pictures or videos and talks about how they're deceiving their followers and this and that. And I've seen majority of those, or, he does have some good videos out there. Well, somebody will post a video like calling somebody that's strong at a gym, like for using all the plates on the leg press and calling him like a douche. I'm like, well, that guy's actually like strong. Like he'll kind of call him out.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But
I think I saw that the other day.
Yeah. But you can't call out like these girls that are editing their videos or whatever, but I don't, and I could care less about drug use, but I very rarely see him comment on people selling programs after they're doing roids.
Right.
When we all got our first bodybuilding magazine and we're like, I can train like, Lee Haney, or I can train like Ronnie Coleman. Why can't I get that big? I'm eating the same diet.
Yeah. Well, Sam Swolik's a really good example right now. So like he'll probably be dead fairly quick, but he's gotten huge, right? And here's the thing. I don't take away the amount of work these people do.
Yes.
Because there's no fucking way to get that size without putting work.
Yeah, like I said, I could care less if you're on roids, but my thing is don't fucking call out half the group.
Right. Well, Swolik was like, well, I've never heard anything in life where less work is better for you. And I'm like, well,
until you get older and your fucking joints fall apart, Matt.
Well, Sam, maybe the fact that you're doing a metric shit ton of fucking tests and fucking whatever the fuck else you're doing, that helps you to not have to recover as much, or you can do more work. But you can't. That can't be everyone's life motto when it comes to lifting weights, or everyone's will be fucking broken. And you can only, like, people ask me, like, how much volume should I do? Or how many reps should I do? Or blah, blah, blah. And, like, my answer is whatever you can recover from.
Yeah, well, Ed always said it's not what you can do, it's what you can recover from.
Yeah, it's whatever you can recover. Oh, that's it probably came from Ed. But whatever you can recover from. Some people can do, 10 set or 10 exercises, two or three sets apiece, and recover just fine. Some people can only do 5. And it also depends on how intense those sets are. And it depends on how much weight you're putting on and what percentages you're doing and what your freaking goal is. Are you trying to be there's a lot of things that go into it, but the number one thing is you have to recover.
Yeah.
And steroids help you recover, Sam. So I don't tell you.
Well, yeah, and it just the like, it's kind of just like Hippocratic, you know what I mean? Like hypocritical, not Hippocratic, hypocritical, like just
the Hippocratic oath.
Yeah. But you're calling these people out, and I'm like, and I'm like, first of all, do you just go, like, who scrolls through people's pictures and like zooms in to see if they've edited a picture? Like he did one like last year, like with J-Lo. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, what's your purpose here? Oh, they're lying to people. Okay. Even if someone edits their photo, some influencer edits their photo to look, to look smaller, 99% of the time, it's probably going to be some kind of female fitness influencer trying to look a little leaner, whatever, right? Okay, I don't care if she's lying. What if her post, she makes herself look an inch smaller, but that still motivates like 10 other people to start working out?
Well,
and you're not like editing someone from like 300 pounds to 100 pounds.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Why don't you just open up like Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue or a fucking Cosmo or anything else?
Yeah, airbrushing's been going on
anything that's not a real view of a human being.
Yeah,
and so it's just like
it's no different than freaking airbrushing the cellulite off some model's ass for freaking a swimsuit.
I was talking to Ed last night. We were talking. I brought up this dude or whatever, and yeah, I mean it's all super cool. You know what I mean? And like he's like a fucking attorney, like in New York or whatever. And that's all like fun and games, and you can be like, oh, I can legally say whatever I want to. But what's your plan when like one of these girls like fucking kills themselves because of the shit you say about them? Like, I mean, you want to push like someone to the limits, like someone who obviously has like some kind of body dysmorphia or has whatever, and you're going to sit here and comment. And then the problem is he comments, and then all of his fucking loser fucking, they're not all losers, but the loser fucking followers he has that do nothing but troll other people go to these people's pages and start trashing them, so they have to like basically turn off comments.
Yeah, it would. Mike Tyson, the great philosopher Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Like, people just don't get punched in the face enough. Like,
But he's that guy, right? Like say he like made some comment about, you know, like you, and you saw him and you punched him right in the fucking mouth. He's the guy that's going to sue you though.
Yeah.
That's going to hide behind that. Like you run your fucking mouth all the time. Like that's cool. You expose some stuff. You might call out, you know, people, but like then he called in, like me and Matt were talking about it. He brings in like Joey Swole. I'm going to guess that Joey Swole's not natural. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I don't care.
Right.
Right. But Joey Swole's the guy you're going to bring in. Okay. Then, and that guy's pretty tan. He probably tans. Is that cheating people? Because tan muscle looks better than white muscle.
If you can't tone it, tan it.
Right. I used to have a client. She always said tan fat looks better than white fat. So
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't tone it, tan it.
But yeah, so I just these people, and I've said this for years. Like I remember you'd be like scrolling through something, and it would be like when the Kardashians were like their height. Someone would be like, "Oh, Kim's a fucking slut." I was like, "Why did you take the time to log? Why do you care? Like, why do you take the time?"
There's some really cool research on the I think it's called negative bias something or other, but like essentially negative emotions have a stronger impact and stick around longer than positive ones, which is why people often dwell on like any mistakes that they made.
Yeah, you can have a million good experiences than the one bad one.
Mistake kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
Ties into, so there was a research study done back in I think the late 70s that was super cool. Anyways, like they hooked up electrodes, and I probably talked about it because it's fucking wild. But they hooked up electrodes to these people's brains, and they gave them this panel, and they could push the panel, and it would stimulate different parts of their brain to do like fear, happiness, anger, frustration, sadness, joy, like all these different emotions, right? And then they clocked, said, "All right, hit this button, tell me what you fear. Hit this button, tell me what you feel." And so they mapped out all this stuff, and then essentially they gave the people the panel and let them put whatever buttons they wanted for the next 5-10 minutes, something like that. And the button that had the most clicks consistently across the board is the one attributed to anger. But it was like a micro anger, not like I'm super mad, but like these instant clips. So you talk about these little clips that just spike this thing. You're just like, oh, what the fuck? And you want to react to them. Everyone in this study across the board hit that anger button more than, like they could have hit the happy button. They could have put the joy button, like so they were 10, 12 different feelings, and they could have hit all of those. But everyone hit the anger button most frequently and for the longest duration. And so when you
Is it more of a because you get like an adrenaline rush from being
it has a very similar, like not a I don't think dopamine's the right chemical, but it has a very similar high to when you get happy, but because it's a negative emotion, it sticks around longer and stuff. And so when you extrapolate that back and you start looking at these Instagram, like all the trolls, right? So the trolls can see something, they can build up this little micro anger, they can blare it out.
And then they feel like a badass, and
Right,
especially
and
if somebody
feeds.
comments on
And
that.
it feeds that, right? So yeah, so that's what I want to do, right? I want to make a comment that I'm angry, I'm worked up, I put it out there, and then Tanner responds, and I'm like, oh, fuck you, buddy. I get to respond back to that, so I get to feed that. I'll call it micro anger. I don't think it's the right term, but I get to feed that over and over. And the more we go back and forth, like all I'm doing is I'm keeping that
high.
reward high through there. And so when you look at social media and you look about people who are trying to find this, like, so the guy we're talking about, maybe he's just finding it's easy prey. He can put this out there. He knows people are going to do stuff. So he might not care at all, but he does that. People respond to it. And now he can get in that little confrontational pattern to feed that, I don't know, again, micro anger is the one that comes to mind. But
Well, and you can tell he totally feeds on it because that last one that he did was that softball player,
yeah,
and he like went after her who is not selling anything.
yeah,
And then her NIL people came after him and were like, dude, she doesn't sell. Like, and they basically got some kind of check mark against him on Facebook. And so he posted it and he's like, you unlawfully did this and I'm going to keep this pinned and basically just like keep talking shit about her until you take this down. And I was like,
Can we just say his name? Because I'm not sure what we're talking about.
what's he go by on fucking Instagram?
Goob
It's a Goob, some fucking.
Maybe I don't know who we're talking about.
I don't know the guy personally. Like I said, I respect when he went after the fucking USPA.
I think
His name is
there's-
John Dorsey, Goob_U2.
I think there's like
He thinks pretty highly of himself, and that's fine. And like I said, don't get me wrong. If you do something super stupid on the internet, like, and you post it, like, come on. Like, I find humor in some of these things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like Fail Nation. Fucking love that shit.
Yeah, kids getting hurt because parents post it, so it's fine. But dude, any of these like influencers, like, dude, how much are they lying that they're really deceiving someone to buy whatever? Okay, that's that person's choice to buy that. We've been getting deceived by infomercials for fucking 100 years. Yeah. This towel dries faster than anything in the world. You know what I mean?
The ShamWow.
Yeah, the slap chop.
Didn't the hooker bite his tongue out?
I think so. Yeah.
But
that guy was a mess. But that guy was like the Tiger King of infomercials.
Yeah. But yeah, just to keep like going after, like, I'm like, so dude, do you or your cronies have nothing better to do than zoom in on everybody's pictures? Like, why, find something better to do than fucking troll people constantly.
Right,
like,
that's, well,
okay, maybe you're an attorney. Okay, at least you have but that's where you want your clout, is being the guy that talks shit about everybody constantly.
Well, it does irritate me. Just like, it's like everyone's looking for something. Like, even if you post something completely legit, then you have people like, oh, that wasn't, you know, I don't know if they locked out or they're, you know what I mean? Like, just stupid shit. It's just like, you know what? Like, I feel like people, if other people have success, they feel like success is like a limited quantity, right? Like, there's a scarcity of success. And if you have success, then you're taking away from my potential to have success. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's fucking annoying. Like, it is cool. I love it when people do good. Like, if I see someone do good, if I see someone hit a PR, if I see someone hit a 400-yard drive, I will tell you, like yesterday, I'm normally the long ball hitter in the group, and almost every group I'm in, I was Steve hasn't played for 15 years, so we take him out. So I was the not long ball hitter. I was the short ball hitter of the group. You know what I mean? I thought it was freaking cool. I see Trevor, who was he did long drive stuff, and his ball flies differently than mine. It goes and it looks like it fucking gets like a turbocharger halfway through, and it goes again.
Right, they're like,
yeah. Like, I think it's freaking sweet.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. Like, I'm not like, dude, what I did, I'm like, hey, I'll just go first and I'll just put it in the fairway, and then you guys just freaking hammer away. And it's usually the opposite. Usually everyone else is, and then I'm hammering away.
yeah.
So, but I don't care.
In the workplace, I call those people diminishers. And so what it is like, what I kind of define them as is, it is easier to cut someone else down than it is to build yourself up. So if you're better than me, rather than me trying to better myself to compete with you, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to dog on Tanner. I'm going to downplay what he did. I'm going to downplay everything that he does to reduce your accomplishments. Not so that I'm doing anything better, but you're doing less, and now we're more even.
It's so annoying. Like I just if it's not that I don't look at other people like, oh shit, like I wish I could do that.
Right.
Or, you know, like,
but you don't look at him going, oh, well, that's like the leg press, or like someone's out here benching more than you. Like, oh, well, they're heaving. Like, that's not a real.
Well, and even like, their video watching, like, it to myself, I'll be like, well, that's high. That squat's high, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think there's a different, like, if it's
but I'm not going to get on there and post it and be like, you're a fucking shitty lifter and you lie to people.
Okay. So I guess CrossFit. Okay. Like, or powerlifting. Oh, well, yeah, he benches more because he has short arms. Right? Or he's better at rowing because he's taller. Like, you just you just diminish like their accomplishment, like by whatever skill or whatever skill they have, you're bringing it down because you can't do it. It's like, no, I've seen little fucking people row really fucking fast. Like, they have to work a lot harder than the tall guy, but I've seen it happen. And I've seen people with long arms bench a lot of freaking weight. Like, or deadlift. I have short arms. The guy with the long, there's
So
always
Paul Sumo.
Huh?
So Paul Sumo.
Yeah,
Shorten
but
your
there's
stance up.
always. I hate the diminishing
that's
of other
cheating.
people.
Everyone knows.
Well, and
There's
it's like,
just not a scarcity of success.
well, like that thing. Well, you know, they're selling these products and they're lying to people. Okay, how about every influencer or celebrity out there? Do you think they really use all those products?
Every article in most.
Do you think that fucking Tony Romo only wears Skechers?
Yes.
Probably.
But you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that
White
like,
Skechers with khakis. I
do you think OJ only wore isotoners?
Maybe.
But yeah, it's just like,
No, they didn't fit his hand.
they're selling a fucking they're selling a product, but like, even if it still motivates somebody to work out.
Well, I mean, but there's also the, like, what's the impact? What's the intent behind it? Like, if when he discovered all the predators, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Like, there's a high impact. There's a legit call out reason for that. If someone was selling, hey, like you need to drink this stuff. Like I just watched again the Radiation Girls, or have you seen that? It was a documentary. It was the stuff they put on watch dials that makes it glow. Iridium.
Okay.
They put this paint on the watch dials, and it like makes them glow in the dark. Well,
Okay.
it was also like, hey, we can sell this and make a bunch of money, because they also found that like it hurt cancer just like radiation does. So like they were selling it to women, being like, oh, put it on your lips and it'll make your lips full and plump. Well, yeah, that's because you're radiation poisoning your lips. And so people would put it on that. They put it in toothpaste. They put it on all this different shit. And then someone was like, oh, this actually kills people. Yeah, but they look really good before they die until they don't. Right. So if you find something to that scale, like, yeah, that is a malicious sales tactic. Like you're just trying to fucking hurt people.
Even if you're selling a diet plan that you obviously didn't do, and someone follows it. Here's the thing: is any basic diet plan for someone who's super out of shape and overweight, they're probably going to have some success with it.
Right. But I think it also, like, we would still be like, what are they selling? So you're selling a diet plan if it's just like, hey, eat these kinds of foods.
Yeah, even if you're lying.
Mediterranean, eat this. Like, okay, cool. But if it's drink this and you're going to get better, or it's like, hey, all you have to do is drink this
Or like get the COVID
calorie
vax.
shake. Yeah.
Or like
this
even like
200 calorie shake.
Or like, oh, they're
and that's
selling
all
this
you need to
workout
do.
plan and they lied about their waist size. So that not every single trainer or nutritionist is like super fucking jacked all the time. Doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing.
Right, but the thing is, it's again, I keep going back
Intent.
to like in the intent, like
In the intent.
Are you intentionally?
yeah, but I'm just saying that-
and the
Because
severity.
I can write you a meal plan that works. I can write you a meal plan that works for you that I didn't do personally, because I know enough. You know what I mean? I know enough about nutrition. Because
we're bonded.
Yeah, I know enough about nutrition that I can talk to you and do a meal plan for you that I've never personally done. I can write you an exercise plan that I've never personally done.
Yeah, it's the old do as I say, not as I do.
Because maybe I don't want to be 155 pounds, but you do. Or, you know,
I would look gross. I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
So what, Tanner, you know how big his head would look at that weight?
oh God. But to me, it's like Liver King. Okay. Besides him being psycho and going to beat up Rogan or the fuck
That would
was
have
about.
gone poorly
that would have
for
been
him.
so cool.
Yeah. But okay.
Great.
What I wanted to tell Liver King, I didn't watch it. I only watched a few of his shit because he fucking annoyed the shit out of me. Like, everything you're saying, eating animal organs is good for you. It is. You can get every vitamin you need. You don't need a plant if you eat the liver, and like if you eat the liver and the organs and stuff like that. I don't think you have to eat it raw, but that was his shtick. You can buy liver pills. We sell them, and you can get all the beef liver stuff into a little capsule. Okay. Getting sunlight, good for you. Walking, getting steps, good for you. Movement, good for you. A lot of the shit that he says, cold plunges, don't do it after exercise. You're an idiot if you do. Sorry.
True.
Anyone who does it right after lifting
Well, it
weights.
should
is a
almost
moron.
be an off day. As long as those more of those studies have showed
Yeah.
it should be like a complete off day.
Good, but now like full body heat, sauna, whatever, like that's good for recovery.
Yeah, the cold plunges have been kind of really proven not to be good for
It
recovery.
slows everything, slows all your recovery down. All right, but all that stuff was good. All he had to do, in my opinion, was say he's also taking steroids. It doesn't mean that what he's saying is wrong, but when you go out there and say, no, I don't do steroids, and now you're just like a freaking snake oil salesman. You know what I mean? Like, just be honest. And like, you can say, I love this protein. It tastes really good, but that's not the reason that I'm 6'4", 320. You know, that's not the reason. The reason is because I'm taking
at
fucking
least-
D-ball.
At least Snoop Dogg will admit he's on drugs.
Right.
Snoop Dogg's never hit from it. Like-
But The Rock is full of shit.
Now go back to that same guy again. I've never seen him call The Rock out.
Right. But because he's a
And
pussy.
maybe he
I
did.
don't know
The
this
Rock
guy,
has
but
more money than he does.
Yeah, maybe he did and I didn't see it. And like I said, he does have some good videos in there. But dude, like
he hasn't called any steroid. I don't know who he is. He hasn't called any steroid use out.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but
His thing right now is going after people who are editing pictures or videos or whatever.
yeah, and based on some of the people he associates with, I doubt he's putting them on blast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Joey Swole again. I don't know that Joey
I think
Swole's on.
Well, I mean, I have fucking eyes.
Yes. Based on my visual examination of Joey, he probably dabbles in some supplements. That is fine. Is he selling workouts to people?
No.
Is he selling workout plans? Is he selling a diet plan?
Well,
Is he
even
selling
if he-
I think he does a little bit of that, but his main thing is that he calls out people who are just pricks in the gym.
Yeah. So let's say if he is. Now,
Which is great.
if he is selling, is this dude going to call him out because he's lying to people about his results? How did you get those results? I did this. I did that. Well, if he goes, if
Right,
he said,
yeah.
I got these results, I put 20 pounds on my bench doing this workout. Oh, that's it?
Right.
You didn't,
Well,
you didn't increase your test level. You didn't do,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's TRT. Be honest, like, hey, I'm on TRT. I will say at the beginning of this training cycle, I started TRT.
Spicy TRT.
Yeah, spicy BCAs.
TRT has just become that thing. Is like everyone's just like, I'm on TRT. Oh, what are you running? 400 a week. That's a fucking TRT.
Yeah, so, but yeah, here's my thing. Then you know what? He should have so much content every day because you can go on fucking Instagram all day and find people taking drugs and selling workout plans.
Yeah, and once again, you can this Zaid, I think is Zaid, this little like Middle Eastern bodybuilder guy on Instagram. Like he does a lot of stuff with exercises, and just my personal opinion, I am not a big bodybuilder guy. I think a lot of them are douchebags, right? I just don't follow them. But if you want your back to be big, you follow a fucking bodybuilder because they have the biggest backs, like the most defined backs. There's
Like
no
the widest.
There's no back that looks as good as a bodybuilder. Am I wrong? I'm not saying they're just strong. I'm just saying pure look.
Dude, there's that old training video of Ed where his back is pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like bodybuilders, like they just have the width.
And they know how to hit. They know how to hit all the little parts. So I follow
Right, you
this
got, like,
guy,
a
and
Christmas tree at the bottom.
yeah, he never once says anything about like. He just shows exercises. Like I think that's completely fine. Like just because someone does steroids doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Again, I don't care if you do drugs.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But I only did this like Liver King, and I got this. That's to me where the bullshit comes in.
Yeah. It's like you're reading the old Muscle and Fitness and you're like I said,
He might come up here and fight us now.
yeah, be like, hey, I followed this guy's workout plan. Why am I not that big?
Someone tag Liver King in this.
Yeah. he's got some issues. But
I
see,
think
that's my big thing. I don't care who you're just like stop fucking trolling people.
be
It doesn't
diminished.
where it
Be a
doesn't matter.
multiplier.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like something like, oh, are they really ripping people off? Did they really fucking force them to buy their book or their diet plan or whatever? Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. There's commercials for products all the time that lie.
Or
One
medicine.
time, Amber and I paused.
I knew you were going to say that.
or pharmaceutical drugs.
One time, Amber and I were watching TV and they had the Burger King chicken fries on. We fucking went and got them right away, and they were not good like the commercial said. They were not fucking good. Like we were super disappointed.
Yeah.
But
No, I
yeah, I'm
agree
like,
with that.
there's shit all the time. Fucking find something better to do with your life. Like you want to keep pointing out people for being assholes at the gym, like Joey Swole does.
That's
cool.
great. Like that's cool. That's a multiplier.
You want to find
activity.
pedophiles and fucking weightlifting shit. You want to call people out for being assholes, but calling out some fucking softball girl because she edited a photo. She doesn't sell fitness programs.
The intent and severity is not there. Like it doesn't.
And
being
maybe
a
he
dick.
doesn't. Maybe people send them to him. Just be like, hey man, that's not my thing. Like
Yeah, like, you don't have to go after that stuff. And
Well,
but again,
a lot of
like, you
those
do that,
things,
you get a lot of clicks, right? You
now, if they were like, hey, the whole Mr. Olympia contest was just fucking all edited people, and like this is how they, you know what I mean? Like they won $10 million by fucking submitting an edited photo. Like whatever, man. But like you're just going after regular people who are fucking. And do you think J-Lo cares?
No.
She probably didn't even see it.
She even if she did, I doubt she gives a fuck. She has more money than he does.
Yeah, I don't think he, but yeah. And there's like just the early scrolls on his page. I feel like there's more girls than guys, but I'm sure there's a bunch of guys in there too.
Maybe he has a small wiener, and he was made fun of by girls about a small wiener, and now he's going after him.
I don't know.
I said maybe. I'm not saying that's
I don't know.
definitively it.
And he's got a girlfriend. I've seen,
Possible.
if he's posted his girlfriend, and God forbid, hopefully they never edit a picture or something ever happens that they get called out.
No.
But like I even said to Ed, I said, what's his plan if fucking one of these girls kills themselves because of it? What are you gonna do? Say, oh, it's not my fault. She just couldn't take it. Don't put it on the internet. Well, it's still partially your deal.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, you got to take your own, you post some shit, but they aren't posting like blatant things that you should be just getting fucking roasted
So,
for.
like, the intent, the severity, like not everything needs to be called out. Like there's so much like shit out there. If you could just spend all day calling people out on everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Find
there's
something
some-
better to do with your life.
Yeah, be a builder, be a multiple. Don't be a diminisher. Like, celebrate people's victories, celebrate the good that people are
Like I
doing.
said, but some of the
So
entertaining
much
ones
more
out there.
constructive.
So, if you find like somebody that weighs 300 pounds and they're telling you about the diet plan that they followed to get to 300, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, but if they weighed 500,
yeah, but no, if you can tell they're just blatantly like joking, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you want to like joke back or whatever. But like I even said, even like that, you see those quotes on like famous people. Who cares? Who cares what you like? Why do you have to make some comment about somebody being a bitch or
comparison is a thief of joy.
yeah? Like, why do you care if one of the Kardashians is a bitch? You don't even talk to them. Who and how do you know? Who gives a fuck? Like,
Well, that's even with like today's political stuff. Like, just because Trump does something and you were a Trump voter does not mean you have to fucking agree with it.
they do just because whatever people want to say about Joe Biden. But you could meet him in person. He could be a super nice person. It doesn't mean he's like a piece of shit asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he wouldn't remember you, but yeah.
but yeah, just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean they're
Probably
not a
pretty nice.
doesn't mean they're not a nice person.
Well, it also. I hate the fanboying things where like someone does something or you're a fan of somebody. It's like these aren't your friends. They're not your family. They're not coming over for fucking dinner.
And
You
guess
know
what?
what I mean?
If you don't like it, change the channel.
Yeah.
If you don't like that someone edited their photo, don't follow them.
Yeah.
And you don't need to call it out for someone else to fucking go talk shit to these people too. Because here's the problem.
Especially just normal people.
Well, and here's the problem. When you have somebody like that that's almost like a ringleader, he might just say the one part, but he might be the least crazy person in the group. Then you get someone that follows him, and then they go to this person's page and they just take it to a whole fucking level of hate. You know what I mean?
Well, we see it all. We see it every day.
Like, oh, you're such a terrible person. You should fucking kill yourself. I can't believe you do things like that. You know what I mean? Like, you see people post shit like that, and I'm like,
Well, we saw it with Keen and blowing up Teslas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this group think, and
like
all,
he might be the
yeah.
mellow one, but that doesn't mean everyone else is mellow.
Yeah, you could have talked shit about Elon and said something, but then then they start firebombing cars, and maybe there are a bunch of psychos out there.
Yeah. So yeah, just like I don't know, like Matt said, just build people up. I mean, yeah, cool. If you in like your little circle of friends, you see some post and you're like, you see this fucking dickhead over here posting this stupid. Yeah, you know what? Like, you don't have to go put it out there. You can have your opinion, but you know what? They're like assholes. Everybody's got one. Just keep it to yourself.
Some people have two.
Really?
So well,
Two assholes?
yeah,
There'd be a lot more. shit
twice the
stories.
asshole. Yeah, that guy's twice the asshole I thought he was. But yeah.
And success is there's no scarcity of success. There's someone else's success does not take away from you.
Yeah, it's not a zero-sum game.
No.
Yeah,
Just like money.
and if that's the only way you think you can be successful is having a page dedicated to fucking shredding people down, I guess that's your fucking cross to bear, I guess.
Got a small wiener.
The other thing is, like, everyone else can vote on that. Like, if people don't like that, like, you don't have to subscribe to it. You don't have to look at it.
And again, like I obviously I followed his page, but it was when he did the USPA thing and whatever, and usually I just scroll by his shit anyway. But then
I've been hitting the unfollow button on a lot of people.
yeah, I have
Yeah.
too.
I mean, anymore, it's like one of the easiest ways to vote.
Yeah,
What you want to see in the
Yeah,
content.
just
and, like,
unfollow.
Yeah, just unfollow, because like so much is driven by clicks and follows and likes that, like, if you don't want to support, like, you can have an impact by just not doing that.
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess that's our message today. Just
What
be
was it?
Like trolls are shit. Like
Be a
internet
builder, not a diminisher.
Okay.
and trolls are shitbags. Like find something better to do. Get out from behind your keyboard and maybe like go out in the world.
Build yourself up, build other people up. Don't cut people down. Like, it's just not.
Yeah, or
You'll
if you
feel
want to
better
cut them
in the long
down,
run.
just to yourself or maybe your friends. You don't need to go online and try to like.
Yeah.
Just because they posted online doesn't mean you have to post online.
Yeah.
And fun fact that J-Lo once insured her butt for $28 million.
I did.
I think
know
I
that.
remember hearing that like
Yeah,
way back in the day.
I did
yeah.
know that.
Yep.
I mean, doctors insure their hands.
Athletes insure their legs and
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd like lose a butt though. Like if you're like your hand got cut off, like if you're a surgeon, but like
Get in a car accident, like
Tragic butt
Yeah.
buttectomy.
like you get paralyzed. You sit on a hot stove.
those are all valid points.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed those.
Go out and buy some Big League Chew. Also, don't get the
Yes.
strawberry. Do you guys get the?
Hey, yeah, if you want the fucking microplastics that deposit right in your testicles.
Yep,
That's fine.
that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get, there's all kinds of gums out there. You don't have to just stick to Big League Chew.
But I'd recommend it.
Yeah. You can get Bubble Yum. What was the other one? Is that the one that's the
Bubble Yum was the
Also 30 seconds.
the round one? It
Uh,
was in the it looked like that had the cutter on it. You know, you could pull it out and then cut it.
bubble tape.
Bubble tape.
Yeah.
6 feet of bubble gum for you. Not
Yeah. Remember that commercial?
Yeah, I do now.
Yep.
All right.
I feel
well,
like that's the same thing as Big League Chew. Like the same.
yeah, they shred it up. Bubble tape. Yeah. Well, I think that's all we got.
All right.
Righteous.
All right. We appreciate you guys listening. Like, subscribe, share, follow, and we'll see you guys next time.